is a Korean story of harmonious tradition, colorful culture, and the light of innovation, inspiring generations to come. Good morning, our dearest competitors and our dearest judges. I am Stanislaus from Team SATU, and today I represent Universitas Ciputra and Indonesia alongside Angie, Albert, and Grace with our cascade strategy, creating a competitive advantage for the Briolf Group in South Korea. And so, ladies and gentlemen, the story begins not so long ago. It began not so long ago when we were tasked to consult the prestigious European conglomerate, namely the Briolf Group. And what better way is there to do market research than to actually dive into the market, take a visit to one of Roberto's importers, and jump into a local paint store and have a word with some locals who found, hey, Montana cans are pretty interesting. And so, that is exactly what we did.
Currently, Briolf Group want to expand in Asia to South Korea, and we started planning with several subsidiaries. So, market in South Korea highly competitive because the customer is fine or is prefer with a local brand, it's a local product, and they prefer with a local brand with a high product, high quality, and high innovation. So, here is a question. How can the Briolf Group expand into Asia by creating competitive advantage in South Korea? We present Cascade Strategy. We expand Montana Colors, Robelo, and Sempik. We built a plant in Busan, and we integrating into educational system and exploring potential chemical industry with downstream chemical industry. So, we decided to choose 3 companies from the Briolf Group. There are Montana Colors, Robelo, and Sempik. And through the competitive battle card analysis, we found that Montana Color is much better than Areco because Montana Color have its own product with a high quality, and Montana Colors is it will be easier to penetrate the market than Areco, white labeling in with Areco. And then Robelo is such better option because it made a large investment in distribution network across EPAC, and their product is moment the EPAC markets and the impact market needs. And also, Sempik has provided more economical solution which is focused on local innovating and partnership with local distributor.
So here's the external competitive battle card for Cromarisma versus KCC. So Cromarisma is not feasible to enter the Korean market because it's too niche, not really need in the South Korean market. And then the next we have Roberto versus KCC. Robert is fit into the South Korean market because this strength its niche product. Okay, the next we have Montana versus Monoto. So the Montana has a great product and the fit to enter the Korean market due to large aerosol paint industry in this region. Next, we have the last Sempik versus Sika. Sempik can enter the Korean market, but the competitor is Sika. But Sempik is enter the Korean market to ensure the cheaper end of chemical answer and construction. Okay, so we decided to bring Montana into the South Korean market, which products such as tax in fashion and easy access in the Asia Pacific region.
Okay, so why South Korea? Team SATU decided to choose Busan Jinhae Free Economic Zone as the zone to build Montana's plant. Why? To build the wholly owned plant in the medium foreign investment zone in the plot 10. Because based on the data served in the qualifying round, we found that Montana, to build a plant, needs 10,000 square meters to build its plant. And plot 10 seems to be the perfect fit, and if the group decided to expand further in South Korea, they can further acquire plot 7, 8, 9 till 13. And that is why we believe that this is the best location for Montana to build its plant, since it also have a site lease and reduction of rental fee and also tax reduction.
And so through the Hofstede's cultural dimensions matrix, we have found some similarities and some differences between the Spanish and Korean populace. And so in terms of similarities, we found a few areas of similarities, namely power distance, individualism, motivation towards achievement and success, and uncertainty avoidance. However, they are massively different in terms of their long-term orientation and their indulgence. And so to mitigate this issue, we've decided to plan long-term goals and create smaller, more reachable goals. So in Indonesia, back where we come from, when people buy spray paints, they don't say, I want to buy spray paints. They say, I want to buy pilox, Nippon's pilox. And so, with that said, pilox is the top of mind brand in Indonesia. And that is done by integrating themselves into the education ecosystem, diving deeper into student industrial learning. So they've done things like hosting competitions and sponsoring art final projects. And as our wise Professor Gilbert has said, if it's illegal, it's vandalism. But if it's legal, it's graffiti. And so graffiti it is. Chokwang Paint has its paint academy. Roberlo has its Chrome campus. But these are all external campuses. Is there another way to turn vandalism into graffiti? What if, like in Indonesia and Nippon's pilox, the Briolf Group integrate with the education curriculum and create an integrated industrial learning system? With the potential of over 48,000 loyal users at the university level, consisting of over 14,000 in the art industry and 34,000 in the industrial, architectural, and engineering industry. We answer this problem by bringing to you the Monte Carlo strategy for successful market penetration in South Korea. Answering the divide in Korean and Spanish culture with short-term impacts like increasing product awareness among youth, increasing product sales, having a positive brand image, and engaging more in social media. And long-term impacts like brand loyalty, creating a sustainable market expansion system, having their reputation as a supporter of youth activities like what we're seeing in Indonesia, and developing strategic partnerships. Lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, how much more beautiful the SolBridge campus can look if they just develop their South Korean youth. And so, this is how we envision the SolBridge campus, with a hint and a dash of Montana cans and sprays.
And now, we're heading to the downstream chemical analysis on spray paint industry and also other Briolf's product. Currently, these are the 5 most potential government-supported industries in Korea, which is semiconductor, battery, display, future mobility, and also biomanufacturing. And we have decided that it is best for Briolf Group to expand into the EV industry. We have checked the product of Briolf, and these are their basic elements. And these basic elements have the potential to create battery enclosures, modules, thermal management coatings, powder coatings for EV components, UV resistant coatings, and exterior coatings. And this is an industry worth $1 trillion by 2030. Now, EV industry is not just about electrical cars, it's not just about battery, but it's also about their coating. about battery enclosures, thermal management, and through a simple analysis and calculation, we have found that exterior coatings actually offer the best return of investment. But since the group has done that, it's time to expand further into the UV resistance coating with a potential growth of 9% and necessary investment of $5 million with a payback period of 5 years. And so the highest potential of expansion will be the UV resistant coating in Korea. Now, what is the best model that we can use to enter the market? We found that these are the 4 most possible companies that can work together with Briolf Group. Briolf Group's model is usually either it's wholly owned, it's acquiring, but these companies are simply too big to acquire. And that's why we suggest that the company to do a joint venture capital with the investment amount total is $5.3 million, where Briolf usually owns 60% of the shares. They need to invest the JV shares with the amount of $3.2 million. We are aware that no business are perfect, and we found the risk that it can face high investment and operating costs. It can face the market who prefer local products and partners. It can face challenges in integration of education curriculum, and also it can depend on the EV industry demand. But it can be mitigated through planning the finance carefully, partnering with local distributors, partnering with universities, and also diversifying the product range. We have made a financial analysis of how Briolf can expand into Korea. With the initial investment amount of $8.3 million, it can generate profit of $2 million per year with a payback period of 4 years and return on investment of 24%. This is the timeline that we have made for Briolf Group to expand in Korea by building a factory, enhancing its logistic efficiency, integrating the companies and subsidiaries, opening the campus program, adding and exploring into the new sector, developing strategic partnerships, and also other strategies that can increase the presence of Briolf in South Korea. Now, with the cascade strategy, Briolf can build a long-term customer relations and trust through educations and contributions to the industrial, automotive, and creative industries. It can ride the cascading wave through national incentives into Asian impact and the government's ambition of developing electrical vehicles or EVs. And also making sure that the group is taking the right subsidiaries, the right company into the right market by integrating Briolf into the education field. With the investment of $8.3 million, it will return in just 4 years. And so, ladies and gentlemen, why limit ourselves to a small canvas when everything can be our canvas? With Cascade Strategy, we will expand Briolf Group beyond the canvas into Asia. My name is Albert Ashley from Universitas Ciputra. And we are Team SATU. 이상으로 마치겠습니다. 감사합니다.